And it just seems like a pair of absolute weapons-grade narcissists.
What he's alleging is true. She sounds like an absolute nightmare.
This woman, this mad hatter who no sane man would go near with a 10-foot barge pole, it is so offensive and so ridiculous.
Piers Morgan just reminded Blake Lively exactly where her limits are, and she bulldozed right past them with full-blown hypocrisy. He called her out as the career-eating monster she truly is after what she pulled on Justin Baldoni.
Tried to take over and hijack the movie, and when she didn't get her way, she brought her much richer, more successful and powerful husband in to lay down the law.
And now she's playing the poor victim card, but we can see through it as her acting skills sucks.
Juries don't like liars. Trials are about credibility.
Morgan opened with the fact that Blake and Ryan, the internet's favorite quirky couple, are not just carefully managed. No, they are full-blown psychological warfare specialists hiding behind hashtag humor and filtered photo ops. He literally called their power couple image a PR hallucination. Not curated, not polished. Hallucination, as in none of it is real and everyone's been duped.
Baldoni, by the sounds of things, got completely shafted in this one, so if all of this is true, he's 100% justified in suing her.
And the receipts? Buckle up. Morgan revealed that every funny exchange between the two, the zingers, the trolling, the couple goals Instagram banter, isn't just rehearsed, it's ghost-written by paid comedy writers. Yep, those viral birthday posts where Ryan says Blake forgot his name or she crops him out of a photo.
Which they don't even realize. I truly don't think they realize how reviled they are. I don't think they realize they're losing.
That's not relationship spice. That's PR strategy with a 48-hour turnaround and multiple drafts. It's literally their job to pretend they're funny. Piers even quoted a former staff member who said, "You can't even mention what cereal they eat without legal clearance." Imagine that. You're pouring Cheerios and someone's getting sued. That's the level of control we're dealing with.
If they did something that no litigious celebrity has ever done, which is come out and be like, we made a mistake. Suing someone is a nightmare. It's stressful. It's expensive. It's a life ruiner. And you know what, dude? Even if we're right, it's not worth it.
And let's not ignore the best part. Piers openly admitted that he used to feel bad for Blake in the whole Baldoni mess. Used to. But then he read the messages. All of them. And now? He calls her and Ryan weapons-grade manipulators. I mean, that's not shade, that's a nuclear strike.
If even only half of what he's saying is true, Blake Lively is a complete nightmare.
And if Piers Morgan, the king of blunt force honesty, says you're manipulating harder than a reality TV villain with a brand deal on the line, then it's game over. And don't forget, these weren't just messages between assistants or interns. These were communications from Blake and Ryan themselves, explicitly controlling their own image down to the last syllable.
It seems insurmountable. It seems like this case cannot be settled.
So, what do you do when your mask starts to crack and the public finally sees through the performative perfection? If you're Blake, you panic walk into a Connecticut donut shop with your hair down, pretending to be wholesome. That's right. Let's dive into the donut debacle. AKA the most hilariously tragic PR stunt. Blake popped up behind the counter of a local shop like she was starring in a Hallmark movie. Baking with genius food friends, she posted with all the faux joy of someone trying way too hard to seem down to earth. But here's the kicker. She wasn't even wearing a hairnet.
She actually surprised people just at a random bakery. When she went behind the counter at a Connecticut donut shop, she was really in a happy mood. The actress made a stop at the pastry stop on March 30th amidst her ongoing battle. Now, it's just really weird about that.
Now, for any normal human, that's just gross. But for someone who can't blink without a press release, it's scandal-level idiocy. Multiple complaints were filed with the Wilton Health Department because, surprise, letting your glam hair fly into someone's glazed twist is a health code violation. According to the FDA food code, employees handling food must wear hair restraints to avoid contamination. It's Food Safety 101, not rocket science. Yet here's Blake, playing small-town girl and tanking a business's reputation in the process.
Blake Lively is getting desperate in new legal filings along with her hair care line.
And the fallout? Oh, it was delicious. Yelp got bombarded with negative reviews. So many, in fact, that the site had to temporarily disable the page. Think about that. This wasn't a fan mob. This was a public health backlash. But of course, Blake's team had the gall to spin it into a retaliation campaign. Apparently the complaints came from people who never even visited the shop. Right? Because the real problem isn't the unsanitary celebrity playing pastry chef. It's the peasants who dared to point it out. Give me a break.
Because I don't trust you, Blake. I do not trust you. You have lied too much. You have fudged truths. You are trying to hide so much information that you are like your character in a simple favor, and I can't unsee it.
And it's painfully obvious this was just another desperate attempt to humanize her amid the lawsuit. This wasn't about helping a local business. It was about crafting a cutesy Instagram moment to bury the headlines she didn't like. Too bad it exploded in her face harder than her Betty Buzz pricing backlash. She tried to serve soft and sweet, but ended up getting deep-fried by health inspectors instead.
She was trying to take charge of a situation. You could put the period there. She was not uncomfortable.
You could view it with either lens, I think.
Now let's pivot to the cherry on this hypocrisy Sunday, the Henry Golding debacle. Or should we call it what it is? Blake Lively groping someone on camera and bragging about it. And I'm not exaggerating. In a 2018 interview about A Simple Favor, Blake openly confessed to improvising a scene where she grabs Henry Golding's, special region, just went for it. No warning, just vibes. And while she said it was something her character would do, the internet quickly reminded her that if the roles were reversed, this would have ended in a career funeral.
Not Blake Lively confessing to grabbing her co-star's nuts because she felt like that's just what her character would do.
Wait, so am I blaming my husband for anything?
This is one of my favorite additions that you came up with.
Let's not sugarcoat this. She admitted to groping a co-star without a pre-written cue, and then laughed about it. The director, Paul Feig, instead of saying, that's problematic, literally told her to go harder.
Can you do it harder?
Yeah, and that was my tip of the hat to baby Jane Hudson.
Yes. Oh.
Spinning on the beach at the end.
Oh, it's so great.
And now this same Blake is suing Justin Baldoni over allegedly improvising scenes she didn't approve of. How's that for a plot twist? So, it's okay when Blake does it, but when someone else breathes creatively, it's a lawsuit? The hypocrisy is thicker than the glaze on her contaminated donuts.
There's also an old interview that has resurfaced that is causing a lot of people to call her a hypocrite now.
And let's be clear, Henry Golding was classy. He gave diplomatic interviews, said things were pre-discussed, and didn't raise a fuss. But we all know what really happened. He left the door open for some improvisation, sure. But that's not the same as being unexpectedly manhandled mid-scene while the cameras are rolling. You can see it in the footage, his discomfort, her glee. It wasn't about the character. It was about control, about domination, and about knowing she could get away with it.
Blake Lively was spotted this weekend in her happy place, which apparently is also when she grabs her co-stars without permission.
Piers Morgan exposes Blake and Ryan as frauds running a military-grade PR operation. Their Instagram interactions? Scripted. Their marriage? Marketed. Then Blake tries to look relatable by infiltrating a donut shop, only to trigger a health department investigation. And when that doesn't distract people, she's still out here defending herself in court while forgetting that she once boasted about grabbing her co-star's junk, like it was just another day in feminist Hollywood.
Yeah, you really went for it.
That's always awkward. You're like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Can I grab her neck? Really hard?
But really hard?
It's not because I want to, because I feel like she would.
Remember we kept going like, can you kept going.
Make it make sense. Actually, never mind, you can't. Because this isn't just hypocrisy, it's delusion, served with a side of cinnamon swirl and a massive ego. And if anyone still thinks Blake is the innocent victim here, just rewind the tapes. Watch her laugh about grabbing Henry, look at the health violation fallout, read Piers' expose. The receipts are all there, and we're only getting started.
Because I can imagine how many people in the past have been victim to the kind of stunts that Blake Lively and her husband have pulled, now apparently in conjunction with Taylor Swift, who has oddly decided to distance herself from the couple, which is an interesting development.
Let's talk about the infamous Green Lantern Live first. Because, oh honey, it's not just a crack in the timeline, it's a full-blown rupture in the space-time continuum of Blake and Ryan's entire brand. According to their sugar-coated version of events, Blake and Ryan started dating after he separated from Scarlett Johansson. So wholesome, so respectful, so fake. Piers Morgan came swinging with receipts, timelines, and actual human beings who were there. And it's nothing short of hilarious watching this Hallmark couple's origin story unravel like a poorly written CW plot.
And then she has the audacity to call her husband and Taylor Swift had dragons, and that Justin Baldoni and the producer tried to sexually harass.
Filming for Green Lantern took place from March to August 2010. Ryan didn't split from Scarlett until December 2010. Let me do the math for you, because apparently Blake can't. It's a 4-month overlap, minimum. But wait, it gets better. According to crew members, Blake and Ryan weren't just flirty on set, they were glowing. Glowing. That post-trailer glow, you know the one. The we just did something naughty but we're pretending it's art kind of glow. Staff literally said they were disappearing between takes and coming back looking like they had just discovered electricity. Not friends, not colleagues.
Ryan Reynolds realizes he's too big to fail. He just crushes his enemies and drinks their blood. Oh, we gotta talk about this.
Definitely not waiting until after the divorce. And if you're still clinging to the lie that nothing happened until it was appropriate, allow me to introduce you to the July 2010 text message Morgan dug up, where Blake literally says, "I can't stop thinking about him. We have to be careful." Girl, if you're texting about needing to be careful, then guess what? You're doing something that needs to be hidden. That's not romantic, that's PR felony behavior.
If they find that she just was dishonest and lied on one single point of evidence in this case, in her testimony, the jury instruction says that they are allowed to discount her entire testimony.
And because one lie isn't enough for the PR gods she worships, Blake's team went the extra mile. They paid to remove wrap party photos from circulation. That's right, not just, oh, let's delete a few Instagram tags. No, we're talking about legal threats, financial payouts, and full-scale censorship of any photo that proved Blake and Ryan were already a thing while he was still legally married. That's not love, that's image laundering.
Her testimony won't even count. And that is that's a harsh reality, because if the jury chooses not to listen to anything she has to say, she's the best witness in this case.
But why stop at lying about your relationship when you can drag your innocent children into your circus of control? Blake and Ryan's most disgusting tactic yet, weaponizing their kids for PR. They walk around acting like these gold standard celebrity parents because they don't post their kids' faces online.
And it just seems like a pair of absolute weapons-grade narcissists.
Privacy, they say. Boundaries, they claim. But what they actually do is exploit those same kids when their reputations start crumbling. Let's take Betty Buzz, for example. Remember that overpriced, influencer-thirsty drink line that got dragged in 2022 for charging a fortune for fizzy water? What did Blake do? Apologize? Nah. She told a cute little story on Live with Kelly and Ryan about her daughter calling sparkling water spicy water. And just like that, Google searches for the controversy dropped 74% in 24 hours. Magic? Nope. Marketing. And she didn't do it once. Oh no, she's got a whole system. During the Red Notice filming scandal in 2020, when Ryan got roasted for shooting in Italy during pandemic lockdowns, what suddenly popped up? A post about his daughter mispronouncing words? Cue the awes, cue the distractions, cue the headlines, shifting from, "Why are you flying during a pandemic?" to, "Ryan is such a good dad."
It's the more, I think, stain on all your gruesome houses. The publicists involved, the actors involved, everybody involved seems to be absolutely horrible.
And here's the kicker. Their former nanny spilled the beans. She said they literally catalog cute moments for this exact purpose. They document their children's adorable phrases and innocent actions like they're filing away crisis management content. Can you imagine? Your toddler says something silly, and instead of enjoying the moment like a normal human, your mom goes, "Ooh, we'll save that for when TMZ starts poking around."
She filed a fake Me Too and got caught, okay? Caught. A fake Me Too and got caught.
And you know what? People fall for it. Because they don't post the kids' faces, so it looks like they're being responsible. But as analyst Jeremy Park said, they don't post faces, they post narratives. They've turned parenting into a smokescreen. It's marketing disguised as morality. Every tantrum, every drawing, every mispronounced word, it's all part of a playbook. And that's not parenting. That's exploitation with better lighting. And if you thought Blake's behavior was bad at home, just wait till you see her on set. Let's talk about It Ends With Us, or as I like to call it, it ends when Blake says so. Because this woman went full dictator mode behind the scenes, trying to hijack the entire movie from the actual director, Justin Baldoni.
This is an actress that was hired to be in the film, and yet she's asking the director, who's also her lead, for the cuts and the edits, and she's decided to take over the wardrobe, and she gets to choose her wardrobe and they pay for it. That's unprecedented. No one's ever heard of that.
She wasn't just suggesting ideas. No. She was giving demands about camera angles, lighting, how other actors deliver their lines, and probably what craft services should serve on Thursdays. She had no director credit, no production control, and yet she acted like Spielberg with a headband. She even stormed off set when she didn't get her way, and this is real, within minutes. Studio execs were calling Justin to question his decisions. Do you understand the kind of manipulation it takes to weaponize your celebrity status so thoroughly that studio heads start doubting the actual director because you picked up the phone and pouted? And if you're wondering what she thinks of Justin's creative vision, don't worry. Morgan's team got the emails.
And that Justin Baldoni and the producer tried to sexually harass this woman, this Mad Hatter, who no sane man would go near with a 10-foot barge pole. It is so offensive and so ridiculous. I mean, I urge everyone to just read through everything that Justin Baldoni
it is utterly...
Blake allegedly wrote to a producer, "I know what audiences want better than he does." Oh, really? The same Blake who thought putting donuts and hairnets in the same sentence was too complicated? The same Blake who launched a sparkling water brand in the middle of a lawsuit? That Blake knows what we want?
Anyway, the point is she's now advertising and has all these people showing off her Blake Brown hair care products, where she talks about, oh, that's a anyway.
But wait, there's more. She didn't just bulldoze her way through production. She set up entire secret chains of communication, holding separate meetings with the editor, the cinematographer, and other department heads in her trailer, while refusing to attend team meetings if Justin was present. Let me repeat that. She refused to be in the same room as the film's director. That's not collaboration, that's a mutiny.
Baking with genius good friends and their kitchen mixer the size of a car. This is what my happy place looks like. She plays like the Yoshi Super Mario World.
And the people on set saw all of it. A production assistant literally said Blake would walk in with pages of notes, not just for her role, but for everyone else's too. She wanted to control the lighting, the pacing, the tone, basically everything except the fact that she's not the director. And by the time the movie wrapped, the working relationship between her and Justin was so toxic, she couldn't even pretend to be professional anymore. She canceled promotional appearances, created fake scheduling conflicts, and started planting seeds for her next PR move, slandering Justin as difficult to work with.
Breaking news, Justin Baldoni just got a big win, meaning Blake Lively got a big loss.
So now let's take stock. Blake lied about her relationship timeline, exploited her kids to erase controversies, and hijacked a movie she wasn't even hired to lead, all while painting herself as a feminist victim who's bravely fighting the system. She is the system. The manipulative, egocentric, carefully curated nightmare that ruins careers and then plays the victim when the backlash hits. And trust me, we're just getting warmed up.
Juries don't like liars. Trials are about credibility.
While Blake Lively was busy tantruming her way through a film set she didn't even own, her husband, Mr. Deadpool himself, was allegedly behind the scenes running one of the pettiest, most underhanded sabotage operations Hollywood has seen in years. That's right. Let's talk about Ryan Reynolds' silent campaign to completely torpedo Justin Baldoni's career. A career, mind you, he had no business meddling with in the first place.
Number 2, the SH has nothing to do with taking over the movie, even though she doesn't deny that she took over the movie. Of course, it'd be probably impossible to do that.
Ryan had absolutely zero involvement in It Ends With Us. He wasn't a producer, a writer, or even a vague creative consultant. And yet, there he was, allegedly calling studios, whispering poison into the ears of executives, and quietly planting seeds of doubt about Justin's directorial skills. One executive even admitted it felt like Ryan was fishing for problems where none existed. Because when your wife throws a hissy fit over not getting her way, clearly the next logical step is to destroy the other guy's career, right? How romantic. Nothing says Hollywood power couple like coordinated career assassination.
None of this was ever about making a good film. It was about power. It was about power. And now that power is backfiring. They tried to play it out in the public. That didn't work. They don't want Justin playing it out in the public. The only way Blake and Ryan could salvage what's left of their reputation, which they don't even realize, I truly don't think they realize how reviled they are.
The level of micromanagement was so psychotic, you'd think Justin was trying to direct Free Guy 2, and not a heartfelt book adaptation. A writing project that was already fast-tracked for Justin's suddenly lost funding. No warning, no explanation, just poof, gone. But guess what happened right before that? Oh yeah, Ryan just so happened to be at Paramount for a totally unrelated meeting. I mean, come on. At this point, their level of strategic interference makes the CIA look lazy. And let's not forget the text messages Morgan exposed. Ryan allegedly messaged Blake saying, "Marcus will be watching dailies more closely. This Justin problem will sort itself out." Excuse me, what? This Justin problem? Like he's a virus that needs to be purged? Who even talks like that unless they're prepping a villain monologue in a Marvel movie?
They're mad. They're mad at Justin for releasing the full context of those texts. It makes no sense.
And the worst part of all of this.
And that's not all. Morgan's sources confirm that Blake and Ryan's infamous influencer dinner parties weren't just cutesy celebrity hangouts. They were social pressure traps. You wanted a seat at the Reynolds table? Great. Just don't you dare work with Justin Baldoni. Multiple producers admitted that after those gatherings, people started ghosting Justin. It was like some invisible blacklist formed overnight. No callbacks, no meetings, just dead air. Hollywood translation, you've been marked.
She thinks this is okay and like proudly displaying us. We're women, so we can just lie and cheat and steal our way into control these big movies. I mean, how disturbing is this to you?
Blake and Ryan turned their influencer dinner parties into blacklist factories. Work with Justin, you're out. And when that didn't bury him, Blake pulled her final move, deleting every compliment she ever gave him and texting Ryan to rewrite the narrative. From visionary to creative differences in record time. They didn't argue, they erased, replacing Justin with Blake as the film's savior. PR expert Thomas Warner nailed it. Reputation management by subtraction.
None of it was just due to the fact that she seems like a rather shitty person.
The perks followed. Producing credits, media coverage, while Justin got ghosted. It's manipulative, fake feminist PR dressed up as empowerment. But Piers Morgan set it all on fire. He didn't expose a feud, he exposed a years-long con. Their relatable couple brand, done. Their empire, rotting. And honestly, about damn time.
And the worst part of all of this, she decided to promote a film about domestic violence by flogging her alcohol brand, even though we know that most domestic violence cases are involve drinking by the part of the abuser. And she got her husband's PR company that wasn't signed off by Sony to take over the promotion of the film.
Because when you look at the full body of evidence, when you actually read through the timeline lies, the forced narrative pivots, the career sabotage, the kids as cover stories, the fake feminist rage, and the casual sexual double standards. What you're seeing isn't America's most relatable couple. You're seeing two brand-obsessed narcissists who treat public image like a chess game and everyone around them like disposable pawns.
Blake Lively dropped a lawsuit with all his texts, cherry-picked those texts, removed emojis and like intent And backstory to these texts.
Deleted, literally outright deleted certain sections of the text.
Yes.
Even Piers, who's not exactly known for subtlety, dropped the mic with the most brutal truth of all. This isn't authenticity, it's performance. And now the mask is slipping. And once that mask falls, no amount of curated family moments or cocktail jokes on Jimmy Fallon are going to glue it back together. So where do Blake and Ryan go from here? Will Hollywood keep rewarding them for this orchestrated mess? Or will the industry finally grow a spine and stop enabling their behavior? One thing's for sure, the curtain's been pulled back, the illusion's shattered, and there's no putting this storybook nightmare back in its faux wooden PR shelf. We watch them manipulate the media, erase a man's reputation, lie about their origin story, grab their co-stars, play victim while running smear campaigns, and hide behind their kids every time a scandal erupted. They weren't a power couple, they were a power cover-up. And now that cover-up's collapsing. So no, Blake, this isn't your redemption arc. This isn't your misunderstood genius storyline. This is your downfall, scripted, exposed, and way overdue. And baby, the whole world's watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button for more truth bombs coming your way.